Hello, everybody, and welcome to another core concept. Today, we are going to look at a coding challenge called FIZZ BUZZ, and we're going to try to do that challenge within PowerShell ISE editor. So, first of all, what is this FIZZ BUZZ here? I've got the Wikipedia article, which I'll also have in the video description for you, but it's a game and it's often a programming interview screening question. And what the game is, let me just minimize this. This is basically the way I've written out the challenge here. You've got the challenge to write a program that outputs 1 to 100 to the screen with the following exceptions. If the number is a multiple of 3, instead of the number, print fizz. If the number is a multiple of 5, instead of the number, print buzz. And if the number is a multiple of both 3 and 5, instead of the number, print fizz buzz. So in all other cases, you want to print the actual number to the screen. And I have it already written here. So let me run my script just to show you the output that we're looking for here for this challenge. All right, here you go. So we've got starts with 1, goes to 100, but instead of the number, if it's a multiple of 3, it's saying fizz. If it's 5, it says buzz. And here, looking at 15, it looks like it's the first instance of our fizz buzz, since that's good for both. So I have some of the tools that are needed to write this out just here under the challenge description. It's going to require this modulus operator, arithmetic operator. It's also going to require a while loop, and I have the syntax here for that if you want to play along at home. And it also requires, it's going to require like an if-else, an if-else-if-else statement. If you want to pause the video now, see if you can get these, get the same output as I have here on my screen, and then we can come back and compare notes because there are different ways to do this. All right, so I assume you are back if you wanted to pause and play along with the challenge. Gonna go ahead and proceed. Gonna write it out, do it live here, like Bill O'Reilly. I'm gonna do it live. And basically, what we want to start out with is an integer variable, and we want to set its value to 0. And that's what we're going to iterate through as we go through the while loop. So got our integer there. Then we're going to create a while loop. So while something something, we're going to go ahead and do the loop. So in this case, it's going to be while I, which is our integer variable, is not equal to, and this is where the syntax varies. It's kind of wild doing a dash and then having the equal not equal actually be um, you know letters instead of like these types of symbols that you get in some of the other languages. But while the integer variable is not equal to 100, we're going to do what's inside of the code block of the while loop. And the first thing that we'll start with is just we will iterate I by 1 each pass. So first of all, that'll be at the top. So I plus plus is just going to iterate I. When I enters the loop, it's going to iterate it up by 1. And then here's where we're going to do some if statements. So let's go ahead and get the scaffolding out for the if statement. If conditions, do the code block, and then we're going to have an else if here. We're going to have conditions and a code block, and we're going to end up doing another else if, and then finally we're going to end it in an else statement. So let's go ahead and get back here and kind of break this down a bit. So this, else down here at the bottom. And as far as the if statement goes, this is how I would start it here. I would do if I, and then remember we talked about the modulus operator. So if I and then modulus 15, and I might not be pronouncing that right, equals, and again, the syntax for equals is a little bit different than you might expect it to be in some other environments. So if I modulus 15 equals 0, then we're going to write some output. So write output, and we're going to say, in this case, FIZZ BUZZ. All right. And you can always, copy and paste off yourself. I think that's acceptable in my worldview. And we'll go ahead and try and format it in a more pleasing way here. So the final else is going to be just the integer, and the two else ifs are going to be evaluating 5 and 3 modulus of. So do 3 here, and we want to change the 5 result to a output of buzz, and the 3 with an output of fizz. All right, so I think that's basically it. Let's have one good save, and then let's go ahead and try to run it. And if you see, we've got the desired output. So 1, it starts with, it prints that through 100 because of the while loops conditions there. And then when it hits a multiple of 3, something that's evenly divisible by 3 because the remainder is 0, then it's going to print fizz if it's of 3, buzz for 5, and then if it's both 3 and 5, you see here it's starting with 15, printing fizz buzz just like we had wanted it to. So that is the output there. Hopefully this was a fun exercise, and I'd like to thank you for viewing, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.